I'm Alan Dale from Gale Force Winds, and it's an exciting time right here at Central Minex 2024. A lot of excitement in the room building as people are starting to flow in and visit the booths and things like that. This conversation today is brought to you by our good friends at Calibre, certainly thought leaders in the room, bringing everybody together. Dylan, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us what you do?
Sure. So my name is Dylan Miles. I'm the recruitment manager with HR Project Partners. HRPP, we're a locally owned and operated HR recruitment and consulting firm. So we work with clients to provide them with top talent for their roles that need to be filled, both on a contract and permanent basis. But then we also provide HR consulting services. So we're kind of a one-stop shop for a company's HR needs. We do have a very strong background in the mining industry, but we also service oil and gas, marine, heavy industrial, construction, engineering. So we're quite diverse in our background as well, but at the end of the day, I would say the mining industry is kind of our bread and butter.
Okay, one-stop shop, so if company needs, probably not big enough yet to have a whole HR team, hiring process and all of that, onboarding, that's kind of services you provide?
Exactly, so they come to us on an as-needed basis, whether that's support with terminations, it could be policy development, it could be harassment training. So they just come to us. They might not need a full-time HR person, but we're there, like I said, on an as-needed basis for that support.
Locally owned and operated right here in Newfoundland? Yeah.
Yes, so we're locally owned and operated in Newfoundland and Labrador. We do have an office in St. John's as well as an office in Labrador City.
Wow. And now you talk about placing people and also for contract. Explain to me the difference there.
So I guess permanent recruitment would be, if a company needs someone, they just want us to do the legwork, they want us to do the recruitment, but at the end of the day, it's a full-time permanent role. They're going to take them directly on their payroll. But then if someone just needs a contract person, they would just come to us, we would do the recruitment for them, but then we can also put them on our payroll, whether that's a short-term contract, or they're not sure of the duration quite yet, but it's just easier for them to put them on our payroll. We also offer that service as well.
In the mining industry, you say that's kind of one of your bread and butter industries. Tell me about the excitement that you're feeling as this industry takes off, certainly here in central Newfoundland.
For sure, there's definitely a lot of exciting projects happening in the central Newfoundland region. With Calibre and Newfound Gold, and a lot of the other companies that are attending here today. So you can feel the energy in the room. You can feel that there's lots of opportunity up and coming, which is great for the province and great for central Newfoundland.
It's one thing that there's minerals in our ground, which is very exciting, but it all really hinges on people going to work and doing all of this, right? And you guys are perfectly positioned for that.
Yeah, exactly. You need to have the proper resources in place to get the work completed. So again, that's where we come in. We can help these companies find top talent and get the right people that they need to get the work done.
Dylan, we've worked together before on different projects. One of them was a creative way to showcase talent, and another way was a creative way to showcase opportunities. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Sure. So I guess a collaboration between Gale Force Winds and HRPP was the video resumes and video job ads. So there's going to be a lot of competition in the mining space in central Newfoundland. So with that, companies do need to think of ways to set themselves apart and better advertise, their opportunities, and why should candidates come work for your company versus this company. So I think the video job ads that we offer, I think that's a great way to do that, because again, it offers that extra touch of
a bit more personal, right?
Exactly. And allows the company to speak more to the culture and the values. And job seekers right now, the market is hot, so they have the choice. So they want to go to a company that aligns with their values, and they want to have a better understanding of the company and what it stands for when they're making that decision. So I think the video job ads is definitely a great way for companies to sell their role and their company to potential employees.
And it's a much more personal approach, right? Where you're explaining the culture of the company and why you should come work here. And people get a good feeling almost right away. Well,
Yes.
that's the kind of group I want to work with, right? Let's talk about the other side of that equation, right? How do people stand out in the mix through video?
So very similar to the job ads, the video resumes, it's a great way for candidates to sell themselves and their skills and what they would bring to the role if they were hired. So again, it's about standing out, setting yourself apart, and really being more personable in your approach. So I think it's a great addition. I think it's a very creative, innovative way to sell yourself. And I think employers like to see that as well, because they're not just submitting another resume, they're going an extra step to showcase themselves and what they could bring.
Dylan, it's always a pleasure to be in conversation with you. I know
Likewise.
HRPP is doing great work. You're right in your sweet spot. We're not going to keep you from the show floor too much longer. Want to thank you for everything that you do.
Thank you so much.